Today is the 9th of October. I almost said September. And we are doing another market. And it's Melly's Day today. And I'm super excited about this market. It's a market from, must have been a trip of hers to China. If she is on this morning, then she can explain to us a little bit about the image. Let me just see if anybody is here live with me. Good morning, good morning. How are we today? I found my fluid hot press paper, which is 8x8, which is perfect. So I'm going to be using that. Just going to take off the excess parts here. If I had an exacto knife, I think I do. Hang on a second. Oh, I forgot to get a book today. Okay, let me grab a book. Another book that I love is so this is another mending book. Today I am going to commit to starting an embroidery project. I want to embroider a shirt with little details, maybe like a little story of things that have happened or I've done or I've eaten in the day. So I have a linen shirt that I want to do that on. So I'm going to do that. But I want to show you, this is by Katerina Rodobal, and it's called Mending Matters. And it is, it talks a little bit about how she used her clothes that she had and mended them. And let's have a look at some images. So she does a lot of the, is it sashiko? I always say it wrong. It's the Japanese way of mending. It's probably said it in here. I feel like I can write it, but I can't say it. Sashiko. Hi, Joanne. Hi, C. But yeah, so she talks about how to mend like elbows and knees and pockets. So simple mending techniques but it's visible mending. I think Aruna from Buku also had one similar to this. But yeah, I love this. My mum does this a lot. She mends all my dad's shirts and knees of jeans and everything. She also loves the Japanese culture. Yeah, so this is a lovely book as well. So instead of going out and buying, oh, I like that, and buying new clothes, you can mend. How lovely. So that is my morning book. It's creative, not super artsy, but I really like it. Yeah. So that was today's, and yesterday's was the embroidered closet. So yeah, I'm pulling out a shirt today that it doesn't have any holes in it, but I don't want it to get, like, there are certain areas I don't want it to get worn anymore, and I want to do some embroidery on it. So I'll keep you updated on how that goes as well. All right, good morning, good morning. Melly is not here today, and this is her photo. Which one are you guys doing? Are you doing this one, or are you doing the previous one? Anybody? I'm just cutting this when you have a block, sometimes the glue gets in the way when you're painting. So, and sometimes I take the piece of paper off the block, and sometimes I leave it on the block, but I'm going to leave it on the block for painting today. And it's just a hot press, but it's 8x8, so I don't even have to cut it. Although I do kind of like the fact that I have extra room for colors. That's okay. I think I'm gonna paint this one today. I have to remember to turn it over, turn it around, and I am also going to zoom in on this and make it a little bit more square. Move my mess out the way. I just push it to the side. All right. Joanne is also doing the street. Good morning, Maria. C says, I've ordered the embroidered closet. Thank you. Oh, no. Oh, well, I'm happy that that you enjoyed it. See. Yeah. I was also inspired by Buku, because I think she's been doing some workshops recently. And so I said to her, you've inspired me. I'm going to get a shirt out and I'm going to embroider it daily, something little. And that's what she said, because I said, oh, I never have time. She's like, just do a little bit every day. So just how I say to you guys to do your art a little bit every day. So I need to also think about doing that. All right, because I have lots of embroidery thread, lots. Some nicer than other stuff, but I don't think that also matters too much. Okay, I'm just turning my palette around so that I have one clean side, and I'm going to be using, I may use the Da Vinci today instead of the Schminke. Use something a little bit different. And C is also doing the green market front, the one that I'm going to be doing. I need some more white in there. Oops. And I probably need some more other colors as well, but we will see how this goes. So this is the Da Vinci gouache, and yeah, I think I have, actually I don't know where I have the Da Vinci yellow. I may not be able to find that. I may have to replenish it with something else. My chair is very squeaky today. All right, upside down, let's get started. So I do have to take note also that I'm cropping. So I could either just be aware of it, right? I'm going to be cropping it into a square. So I'm just going to block in the colors right now. Get those all blocked in. Let's start with the, and I haven't prepped this paper, so I'm going to go very like a loose wash over it first, and then come back with thicker paint. So all the colors are going to be quite loose to start with. just get them all blocked in. And I'll have to change these colors a little bit as well. And I think I did too much orange. That's okay. And I have some gray on my palette. Just going to add some water, like already from yesterday. So I'm going to use that instead of mixing up some gray. Try to keep this, like the initial quick sketch, just done within 10 minutes, because I don't want to focus too much on, I don't want to focus at all on detail, so just get that in. This is moving around a bit. What I'm going to do is tape the cover to my surface. Oops. So I've decided to do the session on Saturday at 10 a.m. Maria and I are in talks about doing a live session this weekend. We have to discuss when and what we're doing. I need to keep going with market scenes, so I'll probably be doing a live of a market scene. So Maria, we just had to decide on a day, and then we can let everyone know. Okay, and a green. I think I have to take some of my turquoise with this. Yeah, definitely more turquoise. And you have a little bit left. So I don't think you were here, Maria, yesterday, but I just want to say congratulations on your, what do they call it? Your honorable, was it an honorable mention? Maria won a prize in her juried art competition that she entered with her big painting, The Dreamers. And I knew it was gonna get something because it was amazing. It is amazing. Love that painting. So just want to say congratulations because you're here, and I can congratulate you. So happy that it was recognized because it's a beautiful piece. Go over to Maria's page or her Substack, and I'm sure she has more details on that. Maria, did you like, obviously you were surprised because nobody knows that they're going to win, but did you feel like your piece stood out? I know this is a really like hard question to answer because, you know, you're the artist, but did you feel like you had a chance? I mean, that's subjective too, because, you know, we could all think that our art is one way. So happy for you that it was recognized. Well deserved. Maria said the only, oh, and she's going to do a market scene as well this weekend. Great. She says the only clue that I had that something was going to happen was where they placed my painting and it had had really good lighting. Ooh. So that's a great tip for anybody who has their painting shortlisted, and if you go to the exhibition or to the award ceremony and it's in a well lit place. Was it near the winner? Like, obviously you didn't know who was winning, but was it placed near the winner? Nowhere near the winner. Okay. Interesting. It's funny, isn't it? Because like what we as artists, when we create something, and I'm thinking about like yesterday, and I loved, like I was really happy with the piece that I did yesterday in the morning, and it probably got, not that I should care, but it got the least traction of any of my markets like in the month. And I was like shocked because I'm thinking, okay, like, so that it really goes to show you what you think not necessarily is good, but that you're like, if you're happy with something and you know, you think, oh, this is like, people are gonna see what I see in this. But no, it really doesn't. Like, everybody has their own thoughts. That's why you have to kind of let go of your piece when you finished it. It's really whatever happens, happens. But yeah, it's interesting. The public really determines whether something is enjoyed, like viewers, outside viewers. I mean, it could be the darn algorithm that just, you know, messes everything up anyway. And then sometimes I think it could also be about the title. Right? I think titles are quite important, especially when it comes to a big painting. Not that that had anything to do with your being recognized, Maria, because well, I think your painting had a great title, but the painting was actually fantastic. So was fantastic. It was yeah, there wasn't any doubts of that. You guys, it's Thursday today. What are you all doing? Are you doing... what's on the art hang party? I know that Visual Arts Passage, they are doing spooky... You can write in with a spooky story for the Visual Arts Passage Drawing Hive. So if you guys have... Do you guys have any spooky stories? I think I've told you the spooky story about my sister and I when my parents went away. Did I tell you that one? I don't know if you want spooky stories right now in the morning. Probably not a good idea. Anyway, you can write into them and you can tell your spooky story, and they'll tell it during the session tonight. So if you like listening to spooky stories, don't necessarily have a spooky story, you can join them and listen to some spooky stories. I want it to be darker. No, tell us, Maria says. Spooky stories are better in the morning, not at night. Yeah, because then you don't have to think. You can go to bed and sleep. Art Hang is building a museum. Oh, okay. Cool. Good morning, Reb. How are you? I didn't check in with your print. How's it going? Okay, so I'll tell you one of my spooky stories. So growing up, we lived in a 350-year-old house, and like, it was pretty spooky. Half the house was a little bit newer and half of the house was quite old, but the original, or the owners before us, they had opened up the two houses together. It's almost like two adjoining houses, and they'd opened it up so that the one side went into the other. Very strange looking house, like very long, narrow house. Anyway, my sister was, she must have been about 13, she must have been about 14 years old or 15. Anyway, my parents were away. They were, I think, just in London. They went out for the night or somewhere where they were overnight. Yeah, they must have been overnight, sorry. And my sister was looking after my brother and I, and so my sister and I decided to sleep in my parents' bedroom. And in the middle of the night, we heard a big thud from downstairs, and we both woke up and said, what was that? So we didn't dare go down until the morning. And when we went down, there was a fireplace in the main, like, living area, but there was also a fire guard, you know, like one of those fences. And the fence probably came out at least, I would say, a foot and a half from the fire. So there was that space. And then over the fire, there was a mantle. And there was a portrait of my mum. And it had come off the wall and not fallen over, but it was right in front of the fire guard, propped up. And we have no idea why it wasn't flat on its face, why it didn't, like, there's no way that it could have, like, jumped off the wall. If it had fallen, it would have fallen, like, face first, but it didn't, and it was just propped up, like somebody had taken it off the wall and put it up next to the fire guard, or in front of the fire guard. So that, I just got chills. That, it freaked us out a little bit. Yeah. So that was our story. Good morning, Meryl. Reb says, it's great. Thanks for asking. Just added the last layer of varnish, so it's ready for printing on Sunday. Ooh, exciting. Reb, I know that you have a little one, so you probably can't do it, but I was going to say, did you enter to do the residency at Maria's workplace, which is a huge printing studio establishment? I don't know if you can get away, but it's in Ohio. And anybody else, if you're looking to do a residency, did you enter? I would, but I'm not traveling to the US, unfortunately. Okay, I'm just adjusting my values because I can see that some of them are a little out. I've lost a little bit of light within the shop. Is Melly here yet? Melly's not waking up early. It must be winter. Anyway, so I don't think that probably didn't sound very scary. I'm not very good at telling stories, but it was for a 14 and a 10-year-old, it was pretty scary. Because even then we were both like, how did that even happen? And you know, we were on our own. We called our parents, they weren't back, and we told them what happened, and they just said, ooh, that's strange, spooky. And I'm like, yeah, it's very spooky. Oh, Reb says, I did not, but I will look into it. Maria, is it still on your stories? And the house was supposed to be quite haunted as well, the one we lived in. My grandfather said he always heard people walking around when they came to visit. So, yeah, if you're interested in sharing a spooky story on the Visual Arts Passage, then write to them. I think they're choosing spooky stories to tell. I think they're going to do this until the end of the month. They do like their spooky Halloween type sessions. Okay, now I can start going over with a few more like thicker colors. Well, I still have to do these colors here, but I'm just blocking in the others. And also, I'd like some blue for there. It's gotten a little bit messy. What materials are you guys using today? You guys are all so quiet today. It won't let me post the link. No, I don't think you can put links in YouTube chats. But you can... Oh, it won't let you post the link in your stories? Oh, you're trying to put it in here. Okay, is it still on your story though? Oh, good morning, Carolyn. She says she's using markers today. Yeah, I just ordered another set of Stedler brush markers to take with me to Italy. Michael's had a 40% sale, so instead of them being $45, they came to $28, and then with taxes, $32. So that's a little bit better price, and I prefer to, well, I know it's still American, but I prefer to support a little bit local. We need to keep our Michaels. That's the only craft store we have. So, yes, it's still in Maria's stories. And if anybody is looking, Rab C. It's the Morgan Conservatory Artist in Residency. So yeah, go check it out. I think I made this bath a little bit too big, but that's okay. Oh, I like that blue. I've done my figures too big. I think I'll leave them though. I don't really want to adjust that. So gouache just goes over so much better when you do a thin layer first. That's why I use the like the craft acrylic, because it eliminates this, but it's almost like a way to sketch it out as well. Like, I feel instead of using a pencil, you can just sketch it out with paint, and then you can get your layer on with gouache. So I do like that. I'm just adjusting how everyone is standing back here. Which is really just about shapes and changing the shapes of things. So Maria, with the residency, because I know some residencies you have to pay to go to the residency. Do you have to pay to go to this one? Do they provide a place to stay? Like what is involved or included in a residency like that? Oh, Linda. Hi, good morning. How are you? That's so weird, Alinda. I was just thinking about you because Reb is here and I know that you guys have met up because you're also in Texas. I don't know if I can say the really good news, Alinda, but yeah, I will maybe ask you outside of this because I don't really want to spill the news. Good morning, Laura. How are you? So Maria's just about to tell us how the residency works. That she's doing great. Go for it. Alinda and her mom are coming to Oaxaca in February and I can't wait. It's going to be fantastic. Looking forward to meeting you. And I believe you speak Spanish, right, Alinda? Okay. Yeah, super excited. It's gonna creep up on us really quickly. I was speaking to somebody yesterday. She just booked her tickets. Mine are all booked. There is one spot still open. It's going to be closing up soon. Yeah. Hey, Anne, how are you? Reb says, oh my God, yay. Yeah, super excited. And she's coming with her mommy, which is great. I love it. Oh, Linda, have you been to Oaxaca before? So Maria says about the residency, she says, no, you don't have to pay. We offer a stipend and a travel stipend. We don't offer housing. Okay. And how long is the residency for? I think you mentioned it before, but maybe not everybody was here. Is it 2 weeks? Two to 4 weeks. Laura says, just got back from a short trip to South Carolina. Very relaxing. Oh, lovely. Anne says, good. I'm up at 5:30 a.m. Wowzers. Well done. Good for you. And Alinda says, never. Neither has my mom. She's super excited. Alinda says, a little bit. My mom does as it's her native language. Oh, fantastic. Okay, I just realized that my angle is wrong for this. And if I don't correct it now, it's going to look funny when I turn it over. So I'm going to correct that. See, this is what happens. Sometimes it goes a bit skew-whiffy. And it is. It's going skew-whiffy. See, this has to go this way. It goes up. And this also has to go up. I just noticed as I was like correcting some things. Huh. Well, I'm sure all your Spanish will come back, Belinda, or you'll be speaking it fluently by the end. I gotta put the red writing on. We only have 15 minutes. I hope this looks better. I did not, honestly. I was like completely unaware of that angle. If I hadn't corrected it, it would have looked wacky when I turned it over. Crazy, crazy. I mean, I would have embraced it, but it's nice to catch it ahead of time. So if you're just joining, we are working on markets this month, and this is an image that Melly has provided for us. I don't think Melly's here yet. Laura, what was the weather like in South Carolina? Is it always nice in South Carolina? I feel like with a name like South Carolina, the weather should always be nice. Okay. These colors are a little bit off, so I'm going to change those too. Too much water. And it never has to be exactly the same as the picture. You know that. But I do want to get some similarities. I may go over with a little bit of Neocolor on this, just to get some more details. Also, just to bring in some darks and lights. I think I've definitely compressed quite a lot of it. Okay, I want to get that red writing in, and I'm going to be quite loose with it. Also because I have no idea what it says, but just looking at the shapes of the characters. So I got to clean up lines, make things a little bit darker in some places, add a few more bits of color here or there. I think it's very wonky, mine. Hi Leslie, good morning. Just dropped off the kiddos for the bus, so missed the start of your lesson. Which part of South Carolina? Jennifer Brown says. It's pretty humid down there, Laura says. In the summer, cooler in the winter months. Oh, Hilton Head. Good morning, Melissa. We were just talking about your session that you are building a museum tonight. That's cool. Okay, I think I'm going to just use my dryer and dry it up and then keep it upside down, but go over with Neo colors. There's a few angles that I think I have to correct and darken. So don't mind my noise for a second. Let's see. I need to clean up some dark areas. Could do this with pencil crayon as well. Actually, the Neo color on warm paper works really well, so I'm just going to show you. Like it almost melts the crayon when you're working over it. And goes on more like an oil pastel, which is quite nice. So this angle doesn't need to be as inclined. It can be a little bit less of an angle there. So I think I've gone too far down for this one. Just bring in a little bit of light here. Clean up some edges, darken, make it a little bit more intense, the depth of some of these colors. Those are supposed to sit on top. I have to come back in with my paintbrush on there. Very wonky today. Melissa, is it any museum that you're building? Like, are you just taking different museums from around the world? Jen's asking where you're from, Laura. Oh, I do like this bright jade green. How are we doing for time? Oh, 5 minutes. Okay. We can do this. I've gone too far in with this color, but that's okay. Really, the faces, you really don't see too much of the faces, so there's just a little bit more light on some of them. I don't usually use too much black, but like I do want to push back some of these distances, so I'm going to use it in some areas. Just to differentiate the figures. Okay, let me get that paintbrush and just put the writing on top. Because I kind of lost that when I did the green. Okay, I'm going to turn it over and see if I need to darken. I may have to darken just in here a little bit. Hang on, let me do that quickly. And then maybe just add a little highlight on there. I think my baskets are a bit weird, and also the color. I gotta change that. Okay, let's turn it over. Melissa, yes, she says 7 p.m. tonight is the building of the museum. Great. And if you're part of our paint and draw sessions on Saturday, we are going to have one at 10 a.m. and we are our theme is pizza and pasta. Okay, so this is this. I'm going to take this and put it like that because you can see it better. Okay, so I think there are certain things that I could probably work on. You can see how basic like the shapes become here. So I'm going to take my 14B and just change a few things. Not too many. I don't think I need to work too much on it. Maybe the baskets. The boxes here. Totally didn't have a good eye for them. Melissa, how's your quilt going? I know that's what you were originally working on this month. I know it's probably harder now that you have your full-time job. Okay, I need a light gray or a beige just along here at the edge. So you get more of the idea of the curb being there. This I brought in a little bit closer. I'm glad I changed that angle though, because that would have looked really funny. Let's just take this here and change this angle up here. I've made them all pretty tall, these people. And also change them into younger people. Older people became younger. And tomorrow we will be on Zoom if you are part of our BSA club, like the morning sessions. And if you don't know where to find that link, let me know and I will send it to you. Okay, these don't have those black lines around and these need extra. Oh, I just saw the time. So make sure you share with us your images if you did draw and paint this morning. It doesn't have to be this specific image. I tell people if you have your own scenes, then yeah, we'd love to see them. Thank you, Melly, for the image. It's great. Really enjoyed it. As you know, I could just keep going with it, but I'm going to stop there. I haven't sent it out yet, Melissa, because I was trying to figure out times and making sure that my daughter's coming home for Thanksgiving, or both my daughters are, so I just wanted to make sure that I was around to pick them up. So it's going to be 10 a.m. on... Oh, hang on, Melissa. Do you and Deb have a... Did I miss it? Was it this past weekend, or is it this weekend coming up? Do you have a draw frenzy? Okay, Melissa says the quilt jacket is going slowly, but I'm actually quilting parts, so it's more repetitive, meditative when I have the energy and time to work on. Oh, good. And yeah, don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you're here watching. And yeah, thank you, C. Okay, Melissa says, we have a free draw frenzy on Friday the 17th. Good to know. What time is it? Because I was planning something for that day, because it's the last day before I head out. So yeah, so if you can make it, it's going to be a drawing session where we are going to be celebrating pizza and pasta, but you know, through the culture of Italy, getting everyone ramped up to come or go with me to Italy in a couple of weeks. So I thought it was, I found some great images, so we're gonna enjoy doing that on Saturday. I will post the link for Saturday. Yes, this morning I will post it for sure, for sure. It's going to be a Luma link. It'll come to you in your email, and I'll also be posting it in a post, because I haven't done one of those for a while, so it'll be in a post as well. All right, everybody, 7 p.m. For the 17th. Okay, great. Good to know. Thank you. Have a good day, everybody. Thank you, Melly, for the photo. Oh, my green is really off, but that's okay. I'm just looking at it now, and I also widened my stand, but that's okay. Things happen. And also, I didn't get that side. That's all right. Take care, everybody. Have a good day. Bye. Don't forget to go to Art Hang Party this evening at 7 if you want to build a museum. Bye.